a flash fusion frequency of 250 times per second, a 350-degree field of view, and the ability to process 400 frames per second. Yet in front of us, upright killers. A housefly still dies in less than 1 second. On a summer evening, a fly buzzes around your ear. Before your hand even moves, it vanishes, as if it has eyes on the back of its head. But the moment you pick up a fly swatter, this creature with the world's most elite reaction system suddenly acts like it's under a spell and flies straight into your death trap without hesitation. This paradox has puzzled people forever. If flies are so good at dodging, why do they become their own accomplices in suicide? The second a slow-moving fly swatter appears, the truth behind this ultimate showdown is far crueler and way more ironic than you ever imagined. In a fly's arsenal lies one of evolution's greatest masterpieces, honed over hundreds of millions of years, a pair of compound eyes, made up of 4,000 to 6,000 tiny independent facets, each one a fully functional mini chimera. The specs of this visual system make humans look pathetic in comparison. According to experiments from Cambridge University, a fly's flicker fusion frequency hits 400 times per second, while humans top out around 60. In other words, when you're happily watching a normal movie, the fly is seeing every single frame, and even the flickering of the projector itself. Even scarier, its field of view is nearly 360 degrees. Any movement behind it never escapes those compound eyes. Those two eyes are like an ultra-wide angle security camera with thousands of tiny lenses, monitoring everything from all directions at once. And its nervous system? Terrifyingly fast. The moment a dangerous shadow appears at the edge of its vision, the brain reacts in 1,000th of a second. Your lightning-fast swat looks like a sloth yawning in slow motion to a fly. That's exactly why it disappears before your hand even comes down. But this God-given super configuration has two fatal flaws. The first flaw is the curse of resolution. A fly's compound eyes may see almost everything, but the image quality is garbage. Each little facet can only detect the average brightness in its tiny field of view. It can't make out details. Imagine an ancient, low-res security monitor. You see a huge dark shadow rushing toward you at high speed, but you can't tell if it's a dragonfly, a bird, or just a stick. The farther away something is, the more it looks like a pixelated mosaic. That's why most insects are basically nearsighted. The second flaw, the deadliest one, is that the fly's brain is imprisoned by its own genes. A fly's brain is only the size of a sesame seed. There's no room for complex thinking. Every single behavior is a hard-coded automated program, written billions of years ago. It's a living robot that can only follow fixed instructions. When those low-resolution eyes detect a threatening shadow, its tiny CPU instantly calculates the direction of the threat. Then the neurons fire like lightning with one single command: jump and fly in the exact opposite direction of the threat. This escape code has worked perfectly for hundreds of millions of years, saving flies from countless bird beaks and claws. Unfortunately, it ran into the sneakiest player in Earth Online: US upright apes with flexible brains. Your brain may be slower than a fly's, but you have one superpower it will never possess: learning. After countless rounds of I swing Fei, it escapes Fei, I swing again. Humans used our big brains to engineer the fly's escape algorithm completely. We stopped being monkeys swinging wildly. We became hunters who know the code. Let's reconstruct the perfect crime scene, step by step. You slowly raise the fly swatter and approach from behind and above. In the fly's blurry mosaic world, a giant shadow suddenly looms overhead. Here's the problem. Its nervous system instantly calculates threat coming from rear upper direction. The genetic code screams the ancient command: take off fast in the opposite direction, straight forward and downward. That escape route saved its ancestors from hawks and dragonflies for eons. So full of hope and the will to survive, it kicks off with its hind legs, flaps its wings, and flies head first, precisely, confidently, right into the fly swatter you've already positioned on its predicted escape path. Face smack. Asterisk silence at last. No escape, no miracle, just an ancient trap. With more than 4,000 little eyes, a 400 Hz flicker fusion rate, and a near sixth sense visual system, The fly lost to simple human reasoning. This isn't a contest of speed, it's a battle of algorithms. The fly's compound eyes saw the threat, but its brain only had one possible answer. Flee that way. In nature, that answer equals survival. In human hands, that answer equals death warrant. There are only 6 or 7 neurons between its eyes and its flight muscles, meaning its reaction is direct, mechanical, and non-negotiable. It cannot think. It cannot adapt. It cannot lie to itself. A fly is like a genius student who can only solve problems using one fixed formula, brilliant to the extreme, rigid to the death. In a few seconds, a showdown spanning hundreds of millions of years of evolution comes to an end. If there were no flies, the way of escape would remain eternal as night. Too bad they were smacked back into the darkness by terrifying upright creatures. Next time you see a fly charging straight into the swatter, now you know, it's not slow. It's too fast and too obedient. For its own good, its superhuman reaction speed became its own gallows. Those compound eyes can see 350 degrees, but they can't see through human cunning. A 400 times PER second vision can't outrun thousands of years of accumulated human hunting experience. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the most tragic irony in the entire animal kingdom.